This is G. Ramesh Kalyan, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SNS College of Technology. Unit 5, IO Streams and JavaScripts. The topic is file operation. So initially, the definition of file operations is the file operation means, or it refers to reading a file or writing a file or a data to a particular system. So file operations refers to reading from and writing data to the files that are stored in a system. So this is so in everyday life we are working with some kind of files, and we are writing some type of files. So everything comes under this file operations in general. So we could see in the diagram. So the file, we are having some following operations that has been mentioned to the left of the file symbol. First one is creating a file, second one reading a file, then third one is writing a file, and fourth one is deleting a file. So these are some of the operations that are carried out in the file operation. So first one is creating a file, is nothing but making a new file or creating a file what we need at that respective time. And next one is reading a file. So this is as usual, when you are creating a file, the next step is processing it or reading the file. So the third one is writing a file. So this is, we are writing a data to a particular system or particular file. And fourth one is deleting a file. So we are having multiple files in our everyday life. So in case if you are not using a particular file, we can delete that particular file. So this is done using the deleting a file. So Java provides classes from java.io package to handle file creation, reading, writing, and deletion easily and efficiently. So all these operations, what we so called as file operation, is available in the java.io package. So this package handles all the various operations like creating, reading, writing, and deleting a file included with it more easily and efficiently. And next one is common file classes. So this slide shows the various different classes used and its description. So the first one is file. So this represents a file or a directory path. Second one is FileReader. So this reads character data from the file. And third one is FileWriter. So this writes the character data to the particular file. And next one is file input stream. So this is used for reading the bytes from the file. And next one is file output stream. So this is used for writing the bytes to the file. So reading is, we are reading a file, a byte from a file, and writing is writing a bytes to a file. And next one is BufferedReader. So this is used for reading the text more efficiently. So in the right side diagram we could see the file classes. So this provides support for common file and directory manipulation, and verifies the existence of a file or a directory using, so we are having various commands. So we'll be seeing in the next slide. So the file class, we are having some of the methods of file class in Java. The file class is used to represent the files and the directories. So this belongs to, as we saw previously, this belongs to the java.io package. So some of the common methods that exist or that are commonly used or exist of get name of, length of, delete of, mkdir of, that is make directory of. So these are some of the methods that are included in the file operations. So an example is file f is equal to new file. So this is an we are creating an object. So then we are printing in system.println, we are printing the object f.exist of. So this is gives the particular operations. So in the figure right side we could see the various methods embedded in Java. So like boolean can read of, boolean can write of, so create new file of, delete of, exist of, equals of, get path of, is file of, is hidden of, and can execute of. So this is included with either boolean or string operations. So this is an basic example which illustrates file operation, like creating a file. So initially we are adding the import.java.io package, so that all the files and operations can be imported from the library, Java library. So we are creating a file, class create file of, which throws an IOE exception. Then file f is to new file of sample.txt. So in this we are adding a simple notepad called sample.txt. So if f dot create new file of system.println of file created successfully, else, so in case the sample.txt file is created separately, then it shows file created successfully. If not, if not in the sense, if it has any exceptions or already a file is found with the same name, it shows if the file already exists. Next one, writing to a file. So this is the process of writing a file. We are having a example called example.txt and notepad. So in that we are adding a few text called hello Java file handling. So this, we have to write this particular sentence to that example.txt notepad. So for that process we are using this example. So we are creating a FileWriter, FW is a new FileWriter of, and we are giving the text or notepad text.txt format of file, to which we are need to add those sentence. So fw.write of, we are printing the sentence that we need to print onto that notepad. So if it is done successfully, we are printing file returned successfully, or else we are printing like an error occurred. So deleting a file. So this is the process of, we are already having a file, for example that the sample, same example what we saw previously, sample.txt. So in process of deleting this file, we are using these commands. So file f is to new file of name. So if dot delete of system.println of file deleted. So if the file is deleted successfully, it shows the message as file deleted successfully, or else if file not found or cannot be deleted. So this is the mind map of what we saw previously, the core utility classes, then character streams, buffered streams, and binary streams. So in previous videos we have seen about various types of streams and buffered input output stream and file input output or file output streams. So we saw in this previous videos. So these are like a short summary of what we saw in this video and also in the previous videos. So questions to solve. First one is, what is the purpose of using the file class in Java? Second one, write a program to create and write data to a file. So we saw previous in the previous slides. So how to write a data from a file using FileReader process, we saw in the previous videos. So checking the file properties in Java, and finally a program to delete a file. Thank you.